Hi, Sonia here with your intuitive tip of the week. So this week we're talking about intuition, subconscious, and clarity. One thing that my sister and I both learned growing up was to not take things as they seem. So often we can get so caught up in appearance, how things appear, and just believe that to be true. If we pay attention to the assumptions that we make about other people, assumptions that we make about ourselves, assumptions that we make about the world around us, oftentimes they're not accurate. And a lot of times when I'm talking to my clients, I ask them to remember a time when they had a crush on someone and the assumptions that they made about that person. You know, it's kind of like when you first meet, you first have a crush on somebody and you assume that that's what they're like. And then if you start dating and then all of a sudden you can actually see like a full picture and realize that a lot of times what you believe to be true is not true. And the big thing that in learning, first of all, to not take things at appearance, don't make assumptions, don't assume. Don't assume that you know somebody. Don't assume that you know the outcome. I see this all the time with my clients. It's like in trying to get a job that they want or in a relationship. A lot of times we can say this isn't going to happen just as a way to try and prevent ourselves from getting disappointed. But my mom really taught me to not pay attention to what's on the surface, but to really feel the vibration. And she learned that from my Nana. And my Nana is Romanian. She was 12 years old. She had lost her hearing and was separated from her family during World War II and actually wound up in a prisoner of war camp. And first of all, her mom taught her how to use her intuition. It's something that's been handed down in my family for generations. But she credits her intuition from learning how to survive. And the thing that she would say all the time is that people talk a lot, but you never believe what's on the surface. Pay attention to how it feels. Pay attention to the vibration and follow that as a way to connect. And that piece of information, that piece of advice, that philosophy is something that in my family is key. You know, it doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what your neighbor says. It doesn't matter what your friend says. It doesn't matter what your partner says. It's all about what resonates as true. What connects to my feeling body as truth. You know, the interesting thing is, you know, a lot of times I talk a lot about what are the things that you feed your mind? What are the subconscious, because those images that we feed ourselves plant into our subconscious and mirror back to us. So, for example, I had a client not that long ago who really wanted to be in a relationship. She really was in her heart of hearts, just wanted to have a partner, but believed very clearly, she said to me, everyone else has a partner, everyone else has a family, and it's just not gonna happen for me. And there's no good guys out there and everything. She said, anytime that I go out on a date, they're always weird dudes and they're always super strange and so I should just kind of get comfortable living by myself. And first of all, having to pay attention to that. Was that what she actually wanted? Was that her truth? No, that didn't resonate. She wasn't, and in her own body, she didn't actually feel like that was something that was a true thing. She knew that she wanted a partner. She knew that she was, and felt underneath the noise that was not only her desire, but even just her dream and even her, in a sense, destiny. But what she did was she put up all these different roadblocks, all these different things, and kept telling herself over and over and over again that there were no good guys out there, that she had passed her prime, all of this. She's in her early 40s, just sort of like resigned to all of it. And in working with her, we started, first of all, talking about paying attention to vibration, paying attention. She was saying, a lot of times I get on these dating apps and people say all the right things and, are on these websites and people say all the right things, or I go to their first date and they say all the right things and whatever. And I, first of all, said, are you paying attention to how that makes you feel? When you're with these people in their presence, how are you feeling? And the first thing that she said was, I feel defended. I feel already like I am stiff arming them. And also that not only that I don't trust them, but that they're also just not that good of people. And so it's interesting because, that mirror, what we believe to be true, what we believe to be true about ourselves, what we believe to be true about others is reflected back. So because she had the belief that there were no good guys and that there was no one out there and it was sort of a waste of her time, even though it's what she actually wanted, every time that she went out on a date, it was that was what was reflected back to her. And in working together, we started to get more clear on what was true. That when she was more clear, not only on being available to date somebody, and not only available to dating a partner, but was able to trust more of her intuition and get clarity on what it was that she wanted. She was able to start putting that out into the universe. First of all, she had to clean her own dirty mirror, the dirty mirror of her own beliefs that there was no one out there for her, that it was impossible. And a lot of times we do that as a way to protect ourselves, the self-protective mechanism. We go into the place of the ego, all and big words, always, must, should. And the ego place likes to make things concrete, because if it's concrete, we come up then with strategies to figure out our way around them, find those coping skills. But it really takes us away from the present moment, takes us away from our intuition, disconnects us from our spirit. And so in starting to clean her own mirror, first of all, getting clear on what were the men that she subconsciously was attracting. She had a dad who was very emotionally unavailable. She had a family that didn't validate her feelings at all. So even there, just noticing that there were all these different places where she not only expected bad things, but that was all that she knew. So in starting to connect back to her own intuition and her spirit, cleaning that mirror, getting clear, that's why it's so important to self-reflect. What are those things that are truth? And then she started implanting these new truths. There are wonderful available men that she was open to have a relationship, and then started to put herself in situations. She started taking a square dancing class and actually ended up meeting this man who was a little bit younger than her. It was a total surprise, ended up being a complete sweetie, and they're dating right now. She told me not that long ago, she's like, Sonia, I never ever would have thought that this would have happened. But until I sort of changed my alignment, until I started changing how I saw things, until I started actually paying attention to the vibration, how this made me feel, how being with these men made me feel in my body, I wasn't truly available. My heart was defended. And the thing is when we do that, when we defend ourselves, when we get into our head, when we don't pay attention to the vibration, we decide how the surface, that everything on the surface is that's the truth, instead of diving more deeply in, a lot of times we miss not only the mark, but we miss the opportunities. So first of all, as my Nana who used this and taught this to my mom, who taught this to me, what does the vibration feel like? How does that feel? Imagine that you're almost surfing a wave and feel the vibration throughout that wave. It's not complicated. You can see if something resonates. You can see if it feels true. You can see how it feels in your own physicality. Second of all, move your body. We get so disconnected from here, our physical container that houses our spirit, that connects us to our intuition. How does your body feel? Does it resonate? Does it resonate as true? Third of all, pay attention to what you feed your self-conscious. What do you tell yourself that you believe are true? Start to examine those beliefs. Because, the interesting thing is the universe will mirror back to you just exactly what it is that you put out. For example, if you meet somebody who's like perpetually negative, the experience that they have of other people around them is that they're negative. And a lot of times they don't think it's them who has the poopy diaper who's putting out that negativity, but it is. If you're somebody who expects beautiful things in the world, you have those friends who are just seeing magical, a lot of times they have that attitude where they really see the world as magic. And that is what's reflected back. You are incredibly powerful. You have more power. Our spirit is, and even our existence is a divine expression. It's an expression of the divine. So in getting back to pay attention to your subconscious. Pay attention to how things make you feel. Pay attention to the vibration. Does it resonate as true? If it doesn't, don't worry about it. And trust your intuition. It's like a muscle. Don't think about it. Don't try and figure it out. That will leave you with shoulda, woulda, coulda, and you'll miss the moment. And even just starting to notice those things, you're going to pay attention to your subconscious, and pay attention to the things you tell yourself, pay attention to the people that you surround yourself with, pay attention to what you put in, because it extends out. So I hope that you enjoyed this video on the subconscious, on intuition, on paying attention to vibration. And if you need support, book a reading with me. We'll get clear on your soul purpose. We'll get clear on your gifts, on your blind spots, and also look at what's going on for you right now and how to move confidently in the path ahead, connected to your intuition and your spirit. It's a transformational experience and a joy. I've been doing this since I've been 15 years old. I've been training forever and I love it. It is such a pleasure. Learned from my mom, who learned from my grandma, and yeah, it's great. So you can do that by heading over to my site, soniatully.com, and finding a time that works. Anyway, I'm sending you all my love. I look forward to connecting and working with you. Bye.